Hey, what's up, soldiers? My name is Greg FPS, the Zombies Extraordinaire. Quick update. I just moved and I just got out of work. I've been waiting to read the Zombies blog all day. So we're going to go through it really quick and check out what they have. I'll give you guys my first reaction thoughts as well, because I've been waiting to check this out all day. So as you guys know, we got some info in the COD pod that we're going to be getting a moodier version of Liberty Falls. So that's what it looks like here. They cranked up the map's creepiness factor. Players can expect a moodier visual tone to the map, along with gorier set dressings and new environmental audio to more intensely reflect the chaos of a very recent dimensional breach. So honestly, Liberty Balls looks pretty decent now. One thing that I did notice from this image, just like right now, that is not in the church. So it says additional atmospheric elements related to the map's main quest will also be present throughout Liberty Falls as players begin to solve the mysteries waiting for them in the wake of the undead incursion. And of course, there might be a brand new Easter egg song from Treyarch's Kevin Sherwood to discover along the way. So we know we're getting a Easter egg song from Kevin Sherwood on Terminus as well as Liberty Falls as well. And like I said, this purple does not look like it's in the church. So I would assume during the Easter egg, there's going to be different various dimensional breaches and stuff going on throughout the map, where the dark ether is going to be in different parts of the map, which could be a cool concept for some sort of Easter egg or main quest, I guess. But we'll have to wait and see how that goes. The big thing that a lot of people were worried about was the HUD touch-ups. They did say they were going to change it. So as you can see, the HUD is here. We have a picture of Maya now. So the character portraits have been added to the lower left. This is like the default, I guess. They took out the mini map because who wants the mini map anyways? The perks are closer together. It does look a little bit more streamlined and more zombie-esque as opposed to like Warzone or whatever. Not really a huge fan of the rounds over here like they were in Cold War, but I mean, I don't think it's too bad. But maybe we'll be able to switch that like over here maybe. That would be better in my opinion. Going on, we got the Terminus Island recon. So this is like screenshots from Terminus, it looks like. This looks pretty cool. Oh, that's someone that's turned into a mangler, looks like, because there's another player here, there's two players here, so there's one of those bosses as well, and that cannon's going off. From the long discussed mining tunnels to its use as a World War II resupply depot to the structures built as part of a shattered CIA black site, or shuttered CIA black site, there's a wealth of discoveries to be made across Terminus Island. Given the more recent evidence of heinous biological experimentations led by the nefarious Project Janus group, our newly freed Requiem crew will now need to stay on their toes. So you start off in the guard and cell like area. There's like a power thing you need to turn on, and as you get closer and closer, there's another power thing you need to turn on and whatnot, and then eventually you'll get to that like underground area of the lab where you will also need to turn on the last and final power, I believe, to open up Pack-a-Punch. This looks really interesting. There's definitely going to be some sort of like Simon Says type thing going on here, which looks pretty cool. This is definitely like Easter egg related without a doubt. And obviously the tunnels and stuff. I wish I could like click and zoom in on the images, but unfortunately it doesn't look like it's going to happen. The biolab looks really cool, of course. And also we found out that Pack-a-Punch in the trailer, it like rises out of the water. You can actually have it go all the way up to the top as well. So like it will be up top later on in the game. I found that out from Mr. Dalek JD. He was on a podcast talking about that. So that's really cool. The shipwreck, of course. There's different islands. So this looks really cool. To the northwest is Temple Island with its odd pillar-like carvings. Q East in Castle Rock Island, named after the natural stone edifice jutting from the tidal sands that appears to be an old fortification. The largest of the three outcrops is Crab Island, where Project Janus disposal crews would discard the remains of their science team's unwholesome experiments. The seas around Terminus Island are also home to something more foreboding, a terror in the water, writhing up from an irradiated cloud and violently attacking those that remain outside the confines of the prison for too long. So as you guys know, that's going to be the Kraken looking thing. I'm really curious to see if you can kill that. That's like one of the first things I'm going to do when I hop onto Terminus Island with my friends on launch day. Liberty Falls Recon, Almost Hell, West Virginia, a tour of Liberty Falls. So we already saw Liberty Falls gameplay. There's really not that much to talk about, other than the fact that like they made it a little bit more dark, it seems like, and a little more like overcast in the clouds. Other than that, it kind of looks pretty much the same. They did make it darker. I think it was pretty bright, but I mean, just a little bit of the clouds. Obviously, like the dark aether and stuff is going to be in different parts, so we'll have to wait and see how that looks, honestly. But now it's time for the augments finally. So this picture looks insane. There's so many to choose from. So equip augments to your Perk-a-Colas, the ammo mods, and field upgrades to modify their performance. So there are 108 augments available to unlock and equip at the game's launch, divided as follows: Perk-a-Colas 8, each with 6 augments; ammo mods 5, each with 6 augments; and field upgrades 5, each with 6 augments. So that equals 108. So hopefully we can figure out what are what, but let's read this. The key to unlocking the full potential of your loadouts is augment research. This unlocks at player level 11. So unfortunately you have to get to level 11 first. Once you research and unlock individual augments, they can be chosen before the start of a match for each individual perk, ammo mod, or field upgrade. To start researching an augment, simply select which item you'd like to research in the menu and then start earning XP in game to make progress toward unlocking the augment. Each item has 2 available augment slots, one for major and one for minor. Expect 3 major augments to choose from per item. A major augment offers a substantial advantage to the behavior of the item, usually during use. Expect 3 minor augments to choose from per item. A minor augment offers a limited advantage to the item, usually during use. All right, so it looks like we're starting it off we're gonna get the perks here. So obviously we know all the perks. I don't really need to go through and explain each of them. You guys definitely know. Jug, Quick Revive, Stam, Speed Cola, PhD Flopper, Deadshot, Elemental Pop, and Melee Macchiato. So looks like we're going to go through the augments now. So for Jug, the major augments slightly increase maximum health with Juggernog, so that's a pretty good one. I wonder how much more health you'll get. Turtle Shell, armor acts as a shield on your back, completely absorbing damage to your back. No damage mitigated when hit from the front. So this sounds exactly like Victorious Tortoise with armor. So that's pretty interesting to see how that sounds really good, actually. Probably going to be pretty good. And reactive armor, when an armor plate breaks, nearby normal enemies are stunned for a short time. So that's pretty good if you need to go buy more armor, if you're going to replenish it, because you do have to place in each of the armor plates like Warzone, so that kind of sucks. But as far as minor augments go, deal bonus damage while health is low. That's okay. Hardened plates, armor plates have more damage mitigation, so that's pretty good actually. And durable plates slightly increase armor durability, so that sounds pretty good, honestly. Those are pretty good. I'm definitely gonna be upgrading some of those. Now we go to stamina up. So you get free fall, become immune to fall damage. Since when was fall damage negated to stamina? I'm pretty sure it was a thing in Cold War, but it was always part of PhD, so I don't know why they're not having it as part of PhD. But anyways, Dasher, increased tactical sprint duration, that's going to be pretty good. Stalker, walk faster while aiming, kind of like the Stalker perk in multiplayer. Minor augments, while tactical sprinting, projectile damage is reduced. Quarterback, use equipment while sprinting. And HUD, foot, gain a speed boost after your equipment kills an enemy. Those sound kind of lame. I was hoping there would be one that you just continuously run, but we'll have to wait and see if there's something else added later on, or maybe another perk has that. So now we're with Speed Cola, supercharged field upgrade, recharge a bit faster, so that's pretty good. Reload speed is even faster. and weapon magazines are slowly refilled over time. So those are pretty good. I'm pretty sure that was yeah, it's named Phantom Reload, which is the name of an elixir in Black Ops 4, I believe. Speedy Roulette, the mystery box settles much faster, so that's like time slip. Quick swap, swap weapons faster, and fast pitcher, deploy equipment faster. So those are all like classic elixirs basically. Deadshot Daiquiri, further increase in critical damage, so that's going to be really good. Deal double critical damage if an enemy is at full health, so that sounds pretty good as well. And then critical hits have a chance of adding a bullet to your magazine, so I guess that's pretty cool. You get like bullets back, I guess. Next, for the miner, you get dead break, increased damage to armor pieces, so that's pretty good for armored zombies, obviously bosses, things like that. Dead draw, reduce hip fire spread, and dead set, reduce gun movement while performing advanced movement. So I mean, I think the best one there is dead break, the increased damage to armor pieces. But the advanced movement, is that like omni movement is what they mean there? I don't know. Quick revive, EMT, reviving an ally allows them to keep all the perks on their bleed out bar. So wow, that's really good for if you're playing with friends or teammates or whatever. Equivalent exchange, killing an enemy while down will revive you and remove quick revive. This can be done up to 3 times. So this was the same way with quick revive in Cold War. If you down with quick revive before you lose it, if you kill an enemy, you get back up. So you can do that 3 times, which is pretty good. And then Dying Wish is part of quick revive. On lethal damage, become immune to all damage for 2 seconds and keep 1 health. Quick revive is removed on use. So now Dying Wish is part of quick revive, so that's pretty cool actually. And the minor augments for quick revive, swift recovery, reviving an ally increases both of your movement speeds for a short time. So that was something that we saw in Cold War as well. Karmic return, reviving an ally heals you to full health. That's pretty cool. And slow death, increase your time in last stand. So increase your time to kill an enemy if you have both of those equipped, which is pretty cool. Elemental pop, citrus focus, if a weapon has an ammo mod applied, elemental pop will only activate that one. Oh, that's really good actually, because like for example, if you're using Deadwire, I don't even know if it's called Deadwire in this game, but if you're using Deadwire and you have like a challenge where you have to get like 500 kills with Deadwire equipped or something, like maybe it's one of the challenges for getting 100% or whatever. Whenever you do that and you have elemental pop, it annoys the hell out of me because sometimes you'll get like turn zombies and those won't count and things like that. So we'll have to wait and see how that really affects like camo grinding and whatnot, but that's pretty cool. Imperil Peach, enemies that hit you have a chance to trigger a random ammo mod, so that's like just how elemental pop is. And Electric Cherry, reloading creates an electric damage discharge that damages and stuns nearby normal enemies. The emptier the magazine, the stronger the damage. So that's literally Electric Cherry, obviously. Minor augments, Vulnera Bean, slightly increase enemy elemental weakness damage. Pineapple Blast equipment can also trigger a random ammo mod. That's pretty cool. And Chillberry, slightly reduce all ammo mod cooldowns. So that's pretty useful. PhD Flopper, Gravity MD, just falling from heights creates explosions. So just jumping down from a high thing, you'll cause damage. DR Ram, Tackle Sprint, knocks down and damages base zombies. And also PhD Slider, sliding into enemies triggers explosions. That's pretty cool. We saw obviously PhD Slider in Black Ops Cold War. Minor augments, environmentalists become immune to environmental damage while sliding. That's pretty cool. EOD Technician, slightly reduce height and distance requirements for explosions. And Tribologist, it looks like slide distance and speed are increased. So slide distance and speed will be really good for speed runs, potentially doing Easter eggs and stuff. That'll be pretty cool. And Melee Macchiato is last. Espresso, all melee attacks are slightly faster. That's going to be really good. Vampiric Extractor, melee attacks heal a small amount of your health. That's really good for when you're doing melee weapon camos for sure. Triple Shot, Your punch can hit multiple enemies at once. That's really good as well. That's literally ethereal razor essentially, which is cool. Minor augments, stick and move. Backpedal speed is increased after a successful melee attack, so if you go forward and then back, that's pretty good. Strength training, your punch can one hit kill normal enemies for longer, and hidden impact melee kills reload a portion of your held weapon, so that's pretty good as well. So now we're getting into ammo mods. I feel like these are pretty self-explanatory. Unfortunately, this is the progression it looks like. So you get dead wire right off the rip, level 7. You get napalm, 14 crowd freeze, 27 brain rot, and shadow rift, the new one, at 44. So let's talk about brain rot. For the major augments, plague, the charmed enemy has a chance to turn other enemies. So it looks like the charmed one is the one that's brain rotted, so it has a chance to get more, which is pretty cool. Pheromone, the charmed enemy distracts nearby normal and special enemies for a short time. That could be really useful. And big game, brain rot can charm elite enemies, so getting like a mangler, for example, to help you on your team is pretty cool. I wonder if those I can't remember the names, but the big guys that have like multiple heads or whatever, if you can turn those would be really useful probably. Minor augments, brain rot duration is slightly increased, brain rot cooldown is slightly reduced, and explosive, charmed enemies explode at the end of brain rot's duration, dealing toxic damage, so that's pretty useful. Next up is cryo freeze. For the major augments, cryo freeze can slow elite enemies. Enemies that are killed while frozen may leave a cloud that slows enemies, so that's pretty cool. And enemies are frozen in place for frozen stiff. That might be really good if you have to do something and you're playing solo, potentially. That could be cool. For minor augments, slightly increase the slow duration. Freezer burn, slightly increase damage to frozen enemies. And liquid nitrogen, like the nitrogen cooled flamethrower from World at War, significantly increase your chance for cryo freeze to activate, so that's pretty cool. Sorry, that just reminded me of the nitrogen cooled flamethrower back in the day. Next up is dead wire. Chain lightning, the stunned enemy can spread the stun to others, kind of like a wonder waffle effect, I guess. Big game, dead wire can stun elite enemies, so that's useful. And then lightning strike, a bolt of lightning strikes from above, stunning all normal and special enemies in the area. That sounds really powerful, actually. That's pretty cool. For minor augments, dead wire deals slightly more damage. I mean, that's good in itself. Haste, dead wire cooldown is slightly reduced. And extension, the stun and electric field lasts longer, so that's pretty useful. Next up is napalm burst. Major augments, napalm burst can burn elite enemies. Thermite, increased burn effect damage. And firebomb, burned enemies explode on death, spreading the fire to nearby enemies. That's pretty cool. For minor augments, increase the burn duration. Incendiary, each damage tick has a small chance to spread to a nearby enemy. And then contact burn, initial burn effect deals more damage. And then last but not least is shadow rift, the new one. So bullets deal shadow damage. Each bullet has a chance to spawn a black hole on a normal or special enemy, warping away those nearby and dropping some from the air at lethal speed. So that sounds like a really interesting ammo mod in general, but let's check out the augments here. So for major augments, big game, shadow rift can activate on elite enemies. Topple danger, warp one enemy that deals shadow damage to others. And then explosive rain, enemies that are dropped from portals will explode on contact with the ground. That sounds pretty cool. For minor augments, haste, shadow rift cooldown is reduced. Targeted dropped enemies will fall on other enemies. That's pretty cool. And supermassive, the singularity's lethal radius is increased and can kill more enemies. So honestly, those sound pretty good as far as like ammo mods go, if that's your thing. Obviously we're getting basically the same or similar the abilities back, field upgrades. So energy mine will be unlocked at 1, frenzy guard 9, dark flare, which is a new one, we'll have to see what that is, at 20, Healing aura at 33 and Aether Shroud at 47. I believe there's going to be 55 levels, so depending on how that goes when you prestige where you're going to unlock, healing or Aether Shroud might be a good option. So starting off with Aether Shroud. For major augments, Group Shroud, nearby players are also cloaked. That's pretty useful. Burst Dash, warp forward a short distance, killing all normal enemies in your path. So remember, there was like speed run stuff where you could like boost through the wall, which is really cool. And Void Shield, swap to your dedicated melee weapon as it's imbued with dark aether energy. Kills allow you to stay in Aether Shroud for longer, so that seems pretty useful. The more kills you get, the longer you stay in Aether Shroud. That could be really useful for like any like melee challenge or camo or anything like that you're doing. For minor augments, instant reload activation instantly reloads your currently held weapon. That's pretty useful. Extra charge, increased max charges by 1, so you can have 2. And then extension Aether Shroud duration is significantly increased. So it'd be really weird to see how Void Sheath, where you get more when you get melee kills, and an extension like that might last like a minute or something, which would be crazy. So next is Dark Flare. So generate an energy beam that deals lethal shadow damage and penetrates everything in its path. So that's what it does. And you get that, like I said, at level 20. For major augments, extension, significantly increased Dark Flare's duration. Supernova, the beam is replaced with a sphere that damages nearby enemies as it travels. The ball detonates at the end of Dark Flare's duration. And then Dark Pact, beam heals and revives other players on contact. So that's pretty useful, that you can revive teammates. And minor augments significantly increase the size of the beam. Heavy Shadow, the beam slows enemies on contact. An extra charge, increase the max charges by 1. So that could be really, really useful for like boss fights and stuff. Frenzied Guard, as you know, it gives you your armor back. So major augments, teammates can also repair armor from kills while near you. That's pretty good. Retribution, trigger an explosion on activation. Normal enemies that melee the player are damaged and knocked down. And Frenzy Fire, while frenzied, use ammo from stock. So that sounds to me like oh man, that sounds really good actually. Being able to use ammo from stock while you're like protected, yep, that's gonna be good. Minor augments, repair boost, repair more armor per kill. Extension, increase frenzy guard duration. And then rally, on activation, repair all nearby teammates armor to full. That is really, really useful actually. So that sounds like one of the best field upgrades so far. Healing aura, resilience, all affected players have their health regeneration delay reduced and their rate of healing increased temporarily. And during radiance, the beams and their healing effects persist for a short time after leaving the area of effect. That sounds pretty good. And persistence, revived players keep all perks on their bleed out bar. So that's really useful. Essentially teammates can save their perks, which is huge. Minor augments, inner strength, affected player damage is slightly increased for a short time. Protection, healed players have damage slightly mitigated for a short time. And stoic presence, on activation, special and elite enemies are stunned while normal enemies are knocked down. So that sounds pretty good. Energy mine, like we said, this is the one you get right at launch. So major augments, scatter, the energy mine will split into 3 mines that scatter and detonate 1 each at a time. Turret, instead of a mine, deploy a turret that shoots at the nearest enemy. That sounds pretty cool. And then carousel, 3 energy mines will float around you, detonating when an enemy is nearby. So that reminds me of the Dead Ops arcade Wonderwaff balls that like go around you, and when you hit enemies, they like, all the enemies that get hit, it's like a Wonderwaff type thing. So it kills like all the zombies. So that's pretty cool, but it's with energy mine, which is pretty interesting. Minor augments, frequency boost, increased detonation count and duration of energy mine. So that's pretty cool. Extra charge, increased max charges by 1, which seems to be like a lot of them. And then siren energy mine now attracts nearby normal enemies for a short time. So round based zombies map preparation. So it looks like you load in with a gun. Obviously you don't have to use a pistol, but I would assume you can equip whatever camo you want, as well as a melee weapon. It's gonna be a baseball bat, didn't know that. Then you pick your ammo mod and lethal and tactical and 5 gobblegums. So that looks pretty cool. Obviously you can pick whatever you want. So for tactical unlocks, there's concussion, smoke, stim shot, decoy, shock charge, symbol monkey, and Casimir. So it looks like you only unlock these like really late. The way it was in Cold War, for example, if you wanted LT 53 Casimirs, you had to be level 48 or higher to unlock them. But you could also like pick them up from loot from enemies. You didn't have to be a certain level. That's only to be able to craft them. So you have to be level 48 to actually craft them yourself, but you can obviously pick them up and stuff like that. The tacticals, looks like these are going to be locked as well. Yeah. Concussion grenade, smoke grenade, stim shot, decoy, shock charge, symbol monkey. Didn't they say that was tactical equipment? Oh, this is still tacticals, I guess. Okay, lethals, frag grenade, sticky grenade, C4, thermal grenade, impact grenade, molotov, blast trap, combat axe. So combat axe you get at 53, so it must be pretty good. Frag is standard. I'm really interested to see how these are. I don't know what blast trap is. That sounds pretty good. I guess it will tell us right here. Blast trap available, unlocked at 41. Planted explosive device detonates when enemies come near. So it's basically like a trap mine, which is not that great, like a C4 type thing. All right, so score streaks, we get obviously armor plates that I don't know why they're, oh, you can buy them for 50 per plate. An ARC XD, so like an RCXD, a LOBR, missile bombardment, so it's like an airstrike type thing. Hellstorm, control a long-range missile with break and boost capabilities. Integrated missiles, sentry turret, we know what that is. Mangler cannon, can unlock at level 20. All the ballistic power of a mangler at your fingertips, so that's pretty cool. You can also shoot it off manglers and pick it up, so that'll be cool. And then mutant injection, you unlock at level 39 and you transform into a mangler, so that should be cool. And then self revive are going to be 1500 points that are salvage, so that might be a lot actually. And use when down to revive yourself, maximum of 3 craftable self revives per match. So they're capping it now, which I think is a good thing, honestly. Now it's time for gobblegums and their rarity. So a lot of the gobblegums you're not going to get until later on, which kind of sucks. So does that mean you can't earn them or you can't use them until you get to that level? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But rare, we have stock option, which is, everyone knows what stock option is. Anywhere over here, temporal gift, shields up, killjoy, cashback, and arsenal accelerator. These are all gobblegums that we've had in the past, so they're all pretty good. Epic gobblegums, we got who's keeping scores to double points, nowhere but here, so you teleport to a down teammate. Profit sharing is really good. Exit strategy, let's see what that is. Activate exfil vote immediately, reduce zombie spawns during exfil. So if you want to exfil anytime, you can use exit strategy, which honestly is pretty good. Free fire, soda fountain, and respin cycle, those are pretty useful. Next is legendary gobblegums. Excuse me. Idolize, Phoenix Up, On the House, Immolation Liquidation, Wall Power, Crate Power, and Wall-to-Wall Clearance. So those are all really good elixirs and gobblegums that we've had in the past. And then ultra and whimsical gobblegums. So near death experience, as we know, is OP. Wonder bar, so you get a wonder weapon from hitting the box or next box hit. So you could get the I think it's like Atom Smasher wonder weapon, I think it's called. And then also the ray gun. So hopefully you get the actual map wonder weapon, not the ray gun, but you never know. Like, what if you use 2 in the same game? Do you get like each wonder weapon? Myth busting Mondays, pizza. Perkaholic, hidden power, and then raindrops, and then Newtonian negation and indigestion. So let's see what hidden power is. Upgrade your currently held weapon to legendary rarity. Oh my god, that is OP. That's gonna be a really good GobbleGum. Oh my gosh, imagine starting the game with a legendary weapon and Perk-a-Cola off the rip. That's gonna be freaking broken. Jeez, man, that's crazy. We obviously know what Newtonian negation is. Indigestion lasts 3 minutes. Zombies killed experience extreme flatulence. Jeez, man. Dr. Gray looks sick with that ray gun, by the way. Damn, that looks sweet. All right, let's check more stuff out here, I guess. Pre-game menu intel. Build your optimal zombie culling armament here, and then share it as a global weapon build across multiplayer and Call of Duty Warzone at Season 1. If you built a weapon in a different mode, multiplayer or Warzone, it will appear here along with all attachments, both functional and cosmetic. You can also easily add it to your loadout. So it looks like they have like red in the background, I guess. The set crew, which is pretty cool. Your player level progression is your main focus. Unlocking levels 1 through 55 gradually allows access to all the different elements, items, and power-ups, equipment, and weaponry discussed in this blog. For example, you need to be at level 11 to access the Augment research. Challenges, weapon camos, calling cards, and mastery badges all have a substantial number of unlocks to undertake. Learn the techniques to unlock weapon camos, check all your calling card, career, hardened, prestige, and dark ops challenges, and track the mastery badges you're unlocking for every weapon, support, score streak, lethal, tactical, and field upgrade. Customize. Ensure other players know exactly what you've unlocked during your time playing zombies. Zombie intel. View audio logs, documents, and artifacts you've discovered during your exploration of each zombies map. Have you found everything? Need to listen or read intel again for clues to the zombie storyline? That is in the this is in the menu to come to. So that's really cool. Zombie intel was like a really fun thing to look for in Cold War, so the fact that they're bringing that back, I'll definitely have a guide for where they all are, so you can unlock them, because they'll probably have like a unlock thing. And stats. View your combat record, medal collection, and check out your placement in the worldwide leaderboard of zombies players. That's pretty cool. Obviously we're going to be getting more stuff, but that looks like it's pretty much the entire blog for zombies and stuff we got. Honestly, pretty good. I wouldn't say it's like groundbreaking or anything, but it looks pretty decent actually. I'm pretty hyped now after reading all that. So there's a lot of stuff. I think the augments are a really cool system that they can probably make better over time. We'll see how it is at launch. You know, it could be changed drastically. I really don't like that there's not classic GobbleGums that you have unlimited of, so that's going to be kind of weird. Unlocking those, did they say anything about like unlocking them? I kind of just like skip through here. GobbleGums are single-use power-ups that are chosen and kept in your loadout. Packs of 5 are brought into each game you've unlocked or collected. Additional GobbleGums are earned in a variety of ways, including simply playing by zombies and surviving rounds, or by store purchase. Here's the complete list of all GobbleGums available at launch. So people can buy GobbleGums, so I'm sure you'll see pack openings from the big YouTubers like they did in Black Ops 3. Oh my god, I'm gonna open 999, or I mean, I would assume like some of the skins and stuff you can buy and it will have like a Perk-a-Cola with it or something, or multiple. So we'll have to see how that goes. I mean, honestly, like Call of Duty is going to monetize the shit out of zombies fans like usual, so I'm not really surprised. That always happens every year. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think down below in the comment section. I'll have more videos coming out. I'm definitely going to change my setup so it doesn't look this bad in the future. I definitely need to fix my lights and add lights in the background and whatnot before launch. Obviously I'll be streaming non-stop when Black Ops 6 comes out. I have like 10 days off from work in a row, so I'm going to be grinding hard, unlocking a shit ton of stuff, grinding, coming out with a lot of videos, and I really want to focus on videos that are going to help you guys. So maybe strats to unlock like GobbleGums quickly, how to do Easter egg steps more proficiently, fast, just that sort of thing. Like I'm going to be covering a lot of stuff, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. I'm excited for it, and I know a lot of you guys are as well. So anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Peace out. Have a good night guys. Sorry the video is so late. I had to work till 7, which sucks.